How is it going, everybody? You're watching Then About Tech, and Apple has finally released the very anticipated iOS 18.1. And I have to tell you guys, this is huge. This is such a big software update, and I'm sure it will impress you. Because apart from everything new related to Apple Intelligence, because yes, this is finally the software update that enables Apple Intelligence to everyone, it also has dozens of new features for everyone, not just people with the newer iPhone models, but for everyone. This is such an awesome software update. I'm so excited for this video, so let's get started. But before I move on, I'd like to talk about the best way to transfer all your data, files, and apps from your Android to your iPhone, MobileTrans. So if you're planning on switching your Android to an iPhone, or you know someone who's about to do this, check this out. You'll be able to get it easily from the Play Store. So you go ahead and open it up, and then you search for MobileTrans, as you can see right here, and that's the app, Data Transfer MobileTrans from Wondershare, as you can see right here. So go ahead here and tap phone to phone. That's exactly what we want, right? This is the old phone. So this is the phone with the information that we want to transfer to the new phone, right? Then which device to send data to. So we're going to choose iPhone because we're going to transfer to an iPhone. So tap on iPhone right here. And then what kind of data transfer we want to use. We're going to go for basic data. You will see that it's not basic at all. So, and if we tap on apps, as you can see, take a look at how many apps and the amount of data that MobileTrans will actually transfer to the iPhone. Way more compatible, including, as you can see, WhatsApp. So this is so nice. Let's come back right here. So let's go ahead and tap on send. As you can see, we will have to permit a few things. All good, all checked. We can go ahead and tap on next. And then right here, as you can see, connect to phone. And that's the part where I'm gonna scan on this phone this QR code so then they can actually connect. Okay, so on the iPhone, Grid's installed. Let's go ahead and open it up, and then we've got that very same page right here. We're gonna go for phone to phone once again, but this time we're gonna make sure to tell MobileTrans that this is the new phone, not the old one. So new phone, as you can see, and then we've got permissions once again. Let's go ahead and allow those in order for the transfer to be complete. So tap on next, as you can see, and of course now we're gonna read the QR code. So let's go ahead here and read the QR code. And so there we go. We've got here MobileTrans wants to join the Wi-Fi network. That's it. So join, and then they're connecting. They're connecting just like that. And so as you can see, they're doing the thing. As I'm saying, as I'm talking to you, they're doing the thing. And as you can see, it's all done, guys, just like that. It took like a few seconds actually. So sent successfully here on the Android, received successfully right here on the iPhone. So don't waste any time and have a look at the first link in the description to take advantage of an awesome sale going on right now and get MobileTrans at a special offer. It's for sure the best way to transfer all your files from Android to iPhone. Now, back with the video. Okay guys, I want to split this video in 3 portions. Number 1, we're going to talk about what's non-related to Apple Intelligence. So what's new for everyone, not just people with Apple Intelligence. Second, we're going to talk about Apple Intelligence, of course. Let's talk about all of the new features related to Apple AI. And third, last but not least, we're going to talk about bug fixes as well, because there are a few bug fixes too. So, now that you understand the whole scheme, let's begin. And I want to start off with the best surprise of iOS 18.1, which is the fact that call recording will be available to everybody. So before, Apple actually announced that call recording and transcription, I'm going to talk about that in a second, was an iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 16 exclusive feature. So only iPhones with Apple Intelligence would get this feature, but no, they have changed their minds and they made this feature available to everyone that's compatible with iOS 18.1. So from the iPhone XR and XS, all the way up to the iPhone 16. This is a universal feature in iOS 18.1. This is so cool because as you saw, as soon as you answer a phone call, you will see a button right here. You tap on it, you start recording the phone call, and then automatically your iPhone will start transcribing the phone call as well on a separate note in your Notes app. So let me show you. So once that call has finished, so you hang up, right, as you would normally, and then view saved call, you tap here, and then as you can see, you get here call with the person. You have here the seconds or minutes. You can play it, of course, if you want to, and you also get the transcription. So this is so cool, all automatic, and the best part is everyone with iOS 18.1 will get this feature. It doesn't require Apple Intelligence. I love it. We all know and love the new iOS 18 Control Center, right? But now we have a few new features in iOS 18.1, especially which has to do with this portion right here, the connectivity portion right here, because it's not very good the way it is, right? You have like a Wi-Fi toggle, AirDrop, and AirPlay mode, but if you want to access Bluetooth, for example, or anything else, you have to tap on it and then it expands and you see everything here. But now in iOS 18.1, you have the possibility to tap and hold, and then add a control. And if we scroll down just a bit, when you get to connectivity, you have all of those toggles individually. So you can add, for example, your cellular data. You can tap on add, scroll down again, and add your Wi-Fi and do the everything as you can imagine, add and scroll down and go to Bluetooth. So then you can have the individual toggles right here, and if you want to, you can completely get rid of those connection widgets if you don't want that. So you can have all of your widgets for connection right here, integrated, super easy, one tap away from doing whatever you want. And what's also new is the fact that if you messed up your control center, just like I did, because this looks horrible, you can fix it very easily. You can go ahead here, exit, go to your settings, let's come back, get to the very first page of our settings, scroll down until we get to control center, and then we have the new reset control center feature. So tap on it, reset control center, and we're done. If you pull down, we have reset it to the factory settings, which is this layout. iOS 18.1 also debuted a very nice feature related to iPhone mirroring. You have probably seen Apple announced it like quite a lot, the fact that now you can mirror your iPhone to your Mac, right? So then you can just mirror it via AirPlay and then see your iPhone screen and even interact with it. So play with it, tap, slide, and do everything. And this was already available in iOS 18.0, but now in iOS 18.1, we have the possibility to drag and drop files. So I can easily share files, drag and drop from iPhone to Mac, from Mac to iPhone. This is very nice. Now let's talk about a iOS 18 exclusive feature because it has to do with the new camera control button, which no one uses, but I have to show you. So if you open up the camera, right, using the camera control, and then if you actually go ahead and slightly press on it, you have your options, right? If you double press, and then you go here to cameras and you press on it once again, now you can switch between your cameras. So telephoto, your other telephoto option, your wide, your ultra wide, and now you have the possibility to choose your selfie. So as you can see, the selfie option was not enabled before. It is now in iOS 18.1. So we have access to all your cameras with the button that no one uses. So we all know and love Apple Pay, right? So we authenticate with their face and we have contactless payments, but not only payments, of course, we can use it to open doors of our cars, hotel rooms, and so on. But the thing is, even though the NFC capabilities of your iPhone are great, they always require Apple Pay. So they always require that you go ahead and do this and open up this interface. So it doesn't work for apps, within apps, inside apps. But well, this ends now because in iOS 18.1, for the very first time, we have NFC integration for third-party apps. This means that any application on your iPhone that of course is compatible with NFC and of course comply with all of Apple restrictions and laws and everything like that will be able to use NFC contactless features inside those apps. So imagine you have a banking app, for example. You'll be able to make payments outside of Apple Pay using the app inside the app without needing to open Apple Pay. You'll be able to, for example, open your car without using Apple Pay, using the app itself. Open hotel rooms. You'll be able to have access to your house keys, to tickets, so then you can go ahead and access venues like concerts, movie theaters. So pretty much anything that uses NFC, so that uses the contactless features of your iPhone, will be able to be integrated inside third-party apps without the need to use Apple Pay. So this is very, very cool. This opens up a huge, wide array of new features, new functionalities that I'm sure we're all gonna love and start using very, very soon. Please keep in mind that, as I said, applications will have to comply and will have to be compatible, and this may take a while, but starting now in iOS 18.1, it will be possible. Another awesome new feature of iOS 18.1 is the integration between Apple Intelligence and TikTok. That's right. So if you get any song or any album that you like and you want to share it with your friends from TikTok, all you have to do is tap here on the three dots, as you can see, and then share song, as you can see right here. And then as you slide up, you have here a few apps, as you can see. If you don't see TikTok right here, no problem, tap on more, scroll down, and then go to TikTok. And as you can see, it'll open up TikTok automatically and then share it. It'll create this page. You can easily share it however you want, and then you can create a video, a photo, a message. So we have now this integration between Apple Music and TikTok. Another new feature, this time a small one, is the fact that now when you get notifications from the same app, the app will tell you how many of those you've got with this little teeny tiny number right here. So you get a very easy indication right here. We've all heard about RCS, right? So the new protocol that actually allows us to talk to Android users as if we're using iMessage, with rich text, with emoji, high quality photos, videos, read receipts, and so on. Now in iOS 18.1, we have RCS business messaging. So then if you're texting a business, you have the indication, the confirmation, and everything like that, that you're talking to a business. Of course, just like RCS business will require carrier compatibility. In iOS 18.1, if you go to the App Store and then go to search and then tap on the search bar, if you're looking for a game, an app, a story, or anything, in theory, you'll be able to use natural language to find whatever you are looking for. Just like when you are Googling something and you type what you think the result is, and Google always manages to find it, right? In theory, you'll be able to do this right here, but I didn't manage to get it to work. I've tried many times, and the App Store search is still the same. So you still have to look for exactly the name of your app in order to find it. Now, of course, we do have to talk about Apple Intelligence. It's finally here. Apple has finally made it available officially to everyone with a compatible iPhone. And this is probably the most important thing, and is the fact now you actually have to have an iPhone 15 Pro, 15 Pro Max, or 16 in order to take advantage of Apple Intelligence. Apart from that, you also have to make sure to open up your settings, and then let's come back here to the very first page of our settings, scroll down, tap on Apple Intelligence, and make sure it's enabled. Okay, it's super important to make sure it is enabled, otherwise it won't work. And of course, the best way to check if it is enabled is by simply doing what I've just done, which is tap and hold here on your side button, and then you see the new animation. And let's start with that because we have to talk about the new Siri. And I have to tell you guys, even though it is the new Siri, it kinda is the old Siri. There's not a lot new going on right here. Of course, we have the new animation, as you've just saw a few times, and this is not just visual. This allows us to actually keep interacting with our iPhone, scrolling, watching a video, doing anything, playing a game while we have Siri listening. So this is interesting. This is a good change. Apart from that, Siri is in theory smarter, but we're gonna talk about that in a second. And Siri understands understands pauses, and also it understands context. So if you're asking something and then it'll reply you, right? And then you can keep asking and it'll understand the previous command. So you have context. So you won't have to every single request give the whole context. It'll understand what you're doing. Well, in theory, because in practice it doesn't work like that. Let me go ahead and show you in action. So first, let me talk about those pauses that you can actually make and Siri will keep up. So for example, hey Siri, I'd like to know what's the name of that team? Oh, when will the Patriots play? So as you can see, it picked up very well. So it understood, it gave me the answer and everything like that. And even though I waited quite a lot, went backwards and forwards, it still got the message. So that's great. It actually works. Those pauses and breaks, it picks up very well. Now let's move on and let's talk about that context part. So let's go. Hey Siri, and you don't have to say hey Siri every time, okay? So Siri, when will the Patriots play? And what about their last game? So as you can see, it gave me the result for the next game, and then it understood that I wanted results for the previous game without me actually having to say the Patriots once again. So it picked up the context, so that's very nice. But please keep in mind that this will generally work on very, very basic commands. We're talking about games and something that is very easy to pick up. But if we're talking about general life, it won't, okay? It just won't. It'll have many, many mistakes. It'll bring up Google many, many times, just like it used to before. So it is smarter for sure, but not as smart as we expect. It is not like ChatGPT level, okay? And we're gonna talk about ChatGPT integration in a second, all right? Now, let's move on and let's talk about writing tools. So of course we have here our previous recording, right? But as you can see, we have here the new icon, the new writing tool icon with Apple Intelligence. So you can go ahead here, select something that you want, and then either tap on writing tools or tap on the new icon, as you can see. And right here we have everything new, everything that we can do with Apple Intelligence. Please keep in mind that I have a dedicated video just on those features. So I have a dedicated video on writing tools and on the other features that I'm going to talk about in a second within Apple Intelligence. So in this video, I'm just going to go very fast, all right? Just so this video doesn't get too long. But of course, if you want to check out those features in detail, individually, like the writing tools, I'm going to direct you to this card right here, link in the description. You can go ahead and check it out. But what this can do is pretty much proofread anything, any text that you have, not only text that you have written, but also text in Safari, in your mail, any text. It can help you rewrite text, make it more friendly, more professional, more concise. It can help you summarize, give you key points, lists, and tables. So it can do anything with your text. This is absolutely amazing. You have to test it out. And of course, I do recommend that you take a look at my full video where I show you every single one of those features in detail, okay? We also have this awesome new feature in the Photos app called Clean Up. So if you tap here on the Edit button, as you can see, we now have the new cleanup tool. If you tap on it, we can easily identify objects and of course remove them from photos. Sometimes it is say downloading cleanup. So even though I have done this before, but sometimes it needs to download, let it do its thing. Now it's saying preparing and we're good to go. So as you can see, it's asking us to actually slide and draw what it can actually remove. So we can actually try and remove my dog right here. Let's see if it works. So I'm just gonna outline it pretty much. And then it has detected, and then it's gonna remove it automatically. Boom, there we go. It's pretty good if you ask me. So, new cleanup tool from Apple Intelligence. Another awesome new feature has to do with memory movies. So on your very first page here of your photos in your library, you can tap on your search and search for anything. For example, make a movie from my trip last year to Europe. And then it'll create a movie for you based on your questions of what you want. Of course, it'll have to have some data here on your photo, so try and ask for memories that actually exist, and then you get awesome results. I'm not gonna show you right here just because I have all of my personal photos and videos here, and if I ask that, it'll show a lot of private content. If we open up our mail or any article from Safari, but I'm gonna show you from mail, you can easily summarize content very easily. So I have here an email with a sponsorship offer, and if it's a long mail and I don't want to read it, I can tap on summarize, and as you can see, it'll summarize the 2 new messages, as you can see, and then it's just gonna say everything. So it's interesting, it's sponsoring a 1 to 2 minute integration, like awesome. It just works perfectly. If we pull down on our control center, tap and hold in our focus modes, we now have the new reduce interruptions. And when this mode is enabled, your iPhone will actually use Apple Intelligence to pretty much reduce interruptions, so like not notify you, not allow phone calls and everything like that as you're used to from Do Not Disturb, but doing it intelligently. So if it thinks it's a very important notification or a very important call from an important person, it'll let it go through, right? But it'll actually reduce your interruptions based on your use and based on machine learning. This is very cool. I use it a lot. And last but not least, when we're talking about Apple Intelligence, I have to tell you what is still to come, because everything that I showed you here in this video, of course, is already enabled, is already available, and you can start using right now. But there are other Apple Intelligence features that are still to come in iOS 18.2, 18.3, and so on. Like, for example, the image playground, the Genmoji, integration with ChatGPT. They're still not here in iOS 18.1, and we have to wait until Apple decides to implement it. Of course, I'll let you know when everything is available. Now we have to talk about all of the bug fixes, because we have a few as well. So if we open up the new podcast app, there was a little bug, quite annoying actually, that was making unplayed podcast episodes to be marked as played. So then they have fixed it. Another problem had to do with video recording. So if you were recording a video in 4K 60 frames per second and the device got warm or hot, which is a very common thing to happen when you're doing something like that, you may experience problems with that video when we were playing back the video in photos. Now they have fixed it, and that's a very important thing. Another bug had to do with digital car keys. So if you have digital car keys on your phone that you can use your iPhone to actually unlock the door, start the car, and so on, there was a problem that may actually cause that key not to work. This would happen when you actually would transfer the key from one phone to the other, either if you want to transfer it normally or transfer from a backup, for example. So then this problem could happen, and this was a big deal because a lot of people would only rely on the phone because they know the key's there. Imagine the key not working and you're not able to enter and start your car. This was fixed. And last but not least, iOS 18.1 also fixes an issue that could cause the iPhone 16 and 16 Pro to just restart. Out of the blue, just restart, reboot automatically. This is normal, this is expected, this is a brand new phone, and things like that generally happen in the very first iOS versions, but it's now fixed as well. And so that's literally it, guys. Incredible software update with dozens and dozens of new features, changes. Apple Intelligence is here, and you see everything only on Then About Tech. So hope you enjoyed this video, hope it was useful to you, interesting to you, and hope you are excited about iOS 18.1 just like I am. Of course, if you are already running iOS 18.0, you can go ahead and update right now. I do recommend that you update right now to get all of the new features, changes, bug fixes. So if you are already in 18.0, go ahead and update. And if you're still waiting in iOS 17, that's probably the best time to start considering updating to 18. Of course, if you have a new phone. So if you have an iPhone 12, 13 and on, you can go ahead and consider updating to iOS 18.1. It is a very solid, stable software update regarding performance, regarding battery. I already do recommend that you update. If you have an older iPhone, like an iPhone XR, XS, even an iPhone 11, you should consider, as always, updating or not. I do have a dedicated video, I'll leave it right here and down below as well, where I give you everything that you need to worry about and consider, right, before updating older iPhones to iOS 18. Go ahead and check it out before you update, okay? So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next videos here, guys. Bye bye.